at Respite, he's becoming more of his own individual. Whereas when he was really little and nonverbal and couldn't walk for a long time, we were very worried about his future. But now it's like there's more possibilities. It's fun to see him become Mojo and not just this youngster that has autism, but he's just becoming more of a contributing member. I don't know how ultimately he'll contribute to society.
But it seems like maybe he could, whereas a few years ago, I didn't see it.
Be all that I can be.
I mean, there's no judgment. You can be whoever you are, whenever you are, at any time. And they love and they help, laugh and joke and cry. And I think it shows him that he really can do whatever he puts his mind to and never to stop growing and stop dreaming.
Wanting love is all that I feel.
Respite care is it's that constant piece. Knowing that we have some constant things for her that are so positive. I mean, there are days that are really hard. It takes a village. They're just part of our village for Lila.
No, 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 don't pass me over. No, 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 don't pass me by.
Their milestones are still milestones and they're still just as important. I don't know, they just kind of get to do them whenever they do. And they have a whole team applauding them when they do, which is really cool.
No one here takes the flash of a unique event or the sound of something new for granted.
Kid using a fork, or kid using a marker for the first time, or saying hi, or waving. Like, that's just stuff that we've always done, and it's so cool to see those kids reach those milestones.
Yeah, some days you're like, wow, we've been working on this all year and you used this word. That's awesome. Yay!
At Respite, small, startling, triumphant moments take your breath away and leave you speechless.
Just the bond you grow with children and their families, it's really hard to describe because there's no words to describe the bond that you form.
Whoa! Hey! Great job.
Respite care is also about bowling, big brothers, and homecoming parades. On a float filled with friends, Malik enjoys being an ambassador for Respite.
Recently at the Colorado State University homecoming float, and I got to ride on the float with the kids and staff. And there was one section right by the oval where we had to slow down a little bit. And I don't know who started it on the sidelines, but they started clapping. They were clapping for those amazing kids on that float, their strength, the acceptance of this community. That's what Northern Colorado is all about.
When not at Respite, Malik's family spends a lot of their time feeding his love of sports, especially basketball.
I wish so many people could actually be touched by Malik, and because of Respite and being on that center stage half the time, a lot of people are, and their eyes are open to how great these children are. It's nice because he gives such a voice to people with special needs, and I think he inspires even others at Respite to be more loving and to be more joyful.
He's got such a big heart. You'll see him, he has his favorite staff here. He'll run up to them and give them a huge hug, and they get ready for him to just wrap his legs around them and just give them this big, huge, just love hug.
For the past 7 years, Malik's Respite family has been part of his team. Love and encouragement from Respite helped him and the rest of his family grow.
Respite is one of the most wonderful places I've ever been in my life. I would not be where I'm at, and I would not be able to go where I'm going in my life without the love and support of Respite. I can never say thank you enough.
Hi, Morgan. Nice. That just started a month or two ago.
Once a week, Morgan Joseph, or Mojo for short, mounts up for some equine-assisted therapy. His progress and journey to the top of his horse gets a leg up from respite care.
He's really a people person, which is kind of funny for an autistic, nonverbal child.
He loves being in the environment with everybody else. He may not always participate, but he just loves being there.
Morgan likes trains, ducks, and car rides. He particularly loves it when that car or van takes him to the bowling alley. Weekly, Morgan and his friends head out on a field trip to meet up with volunteers who provide a friendly, familiar face at the end of the ride.
This is Laura. Hi, Laura. Bowling's one of my favorite things with Morgan because he enjoys going. He always gets this big smile on his face. He loves being out in the community.
It's a unique position to be in that you need to literally be in charge of somebody's life for 24/7. An occasional break is so needed. He's gotten out of his shell, and his parents, that's invaluable, that to watch your son blossom into like a person that you can actually almost have a conversation with, even though there's no words, we can converse with him. We just found out in the last couple months, he actually has a sense of humor, and it's hysterical. But, you know, those types of things are what Respite has done for him because they pull it out of him.
He gets to hang out with all these other kids and all these other staff that are being silly with him all day. Now he gets to be silly too.
Lila spent the first 78 days of her life in a hospital. At birth, she was diagnosed with paralyzed vocal cords. She's medically fragile, and her needs are many and complicated.
Even though she looks quite typical, she has a lot of things going on internally. She can't swallow, and so she has a G-tube. As she's gotten older, been able to do some swallow therapy, but pretty much everything she gets is through her G-tube. And something that's really, really scary as a mom, you know, babies typically just reflux or have spit up, and that's just a natural baby thing. But someone like her, if that happens, she aspirates and she can choke and die if someone's not watching her 24 hours a day.
Yeah, when we first got home from the hospital though, I mean, respite care was the place that we first basically made contact with as far as support.
Hi, Kitty Patootie.
With her needs, you know, you have to have somebody who understands the pump and the kind of difficulties associated with some of those things, and respite care understands it, and they're able to work with all of those things and take care of her, and we know that she's being loved on.
Yeah, and it's not good for, hi, you know, we don't want her in the bubble. Yes, she's medically fragile, but she needs to learn and grow, and we want to treat her as typical as possible as we can. I think the biggest part is that I can walk away and be okay with that, and know that she's in good hands and focus on the other elements of my life.
Lila has 2 older brothers, which adds to the complexity of her situation.
With a kid with a medically complex kid is you really have to think about the siblings as well. And I think respite care provides that balance. She can go to respite care, I can go to a soccer game, maybe we can go out to eat afterwards. We don't have to rush home to do her pump.
1 minute, she's going from looking at you to smiling, to the next minute just holding her bottle on her own. Her mom sends her with her food and she takes bites, and she has grown a lot since first starting at Respite.
It is so important for people to come here and see the magic that does happen here.
To infinity and beyond.
None of us knows what the future holds for our children, but the fact that Lila, Morgan, and Malik have respite care as a constant in their lives makes the future less uncertain and a whole lot brighter.
A couple of weeks ago, it was a Tuesday morning, and I walked in and there was a brand new kiddo here. He's 11 weeks old, and I got to hold him. I looked down at him and I thought, this little boy is going to have an amazing life. This is what we are here for. We are here for the long haul, and we're here for the day in and the day out, every single day.
With the passage of time, each triumphant milestone will be celebrated. Every day will be better than the day before. It's because respite care gives special kids an extraordinary life, one amazing moment at a time.
If you fall, I will catch you. I will be waiting. Time time.